Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. I'm your host, Sue. 여러분 안녕하세요. 6월 17일 수요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. Well, good morning. It is Wednesday from 8 to 10 a.m. every day. Upgrade your English with Morning Special through global headlines, book reviews, music, and much more. 매일 아침 8시부터 10시 2시간 동안 스페셜한 아침을 여는 Morning Special입니다. And joining me in the studio, as always, is Steve. Good morning.
Good morning. I have not asked you in a while, how is your 3 liters of water a day challenge going?
I was afraid you might ask that.
If our listeners this morning are not familiar with what I'm talking about 2 weeks ago, I guess it would have been roughly 2 weeks ago, I decided to start doing this thing that I had done before in my life, 3 liters of water a day. And Sue, I think at the time said, okay, I'll try it out.
Yeah, I did.
And we were going to try it for a month. I'm still going with it.
Yeah.
So how are you doing?
I am still trying every day, but I find it really hard to pass the 2-liter mark.
Yeah.
After 2 liters, I'm just sick of water.
I know. Water is now my least favorite beverage.
So, yeah, me too.
I'm so tired of it.
I have some with me right now, and I'm going to try and hit that 3-liter mark again today. I am trying every day, but it's just really hard.
Even with 2 liters a day, have you noticed a difference in how you feel in the morning?
Yeah, I think I feel less tired. That is a bit of a difference I've been discovering.
Right?
Yeah.
At other points throughout the day, you might feel a little bit more of an energy bump as well.
Yeah, come to think of it.
For me, one of the things that I've noticed is I feel more full.
Oh, right.
I'm eating less.
That's great, yeah.
No, it's not. I
it's
like
not.
food. I'm not concerned about my weight, really. So I've noticed that I'm eating less for dinner and things like that because I'm full faster. So that might be a benefit if it's one of the things that you're looking for.
맞아요. 한 2주 전부터 스티브 선생님과 제가 하루에 3리터씩 물 마시기 한 달 도전을 지금 진행 중인데요. 선생님은 열심히 지금 매일매일 이렇게 물을 마시고 계시고 지금도 열심히 마십니다.
I have to.
네,
It's
저도
the morning. It's the best time to get it out of the way.
That's true. That's so true. But I heard somewhere that it takes about 4 hours for your body to digest whatever you drink or eat. So if you drink 3 liters within that 4-hour window, then there's no point because it's you have to spread it out throughout the day.
It's true, yeah. So a liter in the morning, a liter in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and a liter at night. That's what I try to do.
네, 저도 노력을 하고 있는데 쉽지 않습니다. 여러분만의 건강하게 지내기 팁이 있으면 알려주세요. 최윤식님, good morning. Good morning special 하셨네요. Happy hump day. Delighted to see Sue and Steve Sem every morning again and again. Well, we're delighted to see you here again
We
and
should
again.
have that, you know how everybody's doing those Zoom meetings these days?
Yeah.
We should have that with all listeners of the morning special.
Oh, we should.
We'll get a giant movie screen in here, and everybody has to tune in through video chat in the morning.
그러게요.
That would be
저희
fun, wouldn't it?
모닝 스페셜 영상 회의 한번 해볼까요? 좋을 것 같은데요. 네, 최윤식님, good morning. 여지영님도 good morning입니다. 수쌤, 스쌤, good morning 하셨어요. Yeah, Sam.
My
you.
name has been reduced to one syllable.
Sir.
I'll take it. Just call me S.
네, 그렇습니다. 오늘 S와 S가 진행하는 일부 듣고 계십니다.
The S&S show.
Oh, yeah, there
That's
you
not
go.
bad.
Yeah. And at the end of this message, 여지영님 says, I love you more, s. Once again, there you go. Lots of s's there. Yes, indeed. Good morning to you, 여지영님, and good morning. Thank you for writing in. Keep those messages coming in. We'll have time to introduce those throughout the show today. The way to do that is, of course, to text in to sharp 1045. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원이고요. 샵 1045로 보내주시면 되겠습니다. 반디 게시판은 무료로 이용하실 수 있습니다. Okay, now with that said, let's start with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
With the number of COVID-19 cases related to the Jinfandi wholesale market in Beijing surpassing 100, authorities have heightened quarantine measures, including the closure of 11 traditional markets.
중국 베이징 신파디 도매시장에서 발생한 코로나19 확진자 수가 100명을 넘어선 가운데 시 당국이 전통시장 11곳을 봉쇄하는 등 방역 수위를 높였습니다.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has revoked its emergency use authorizations for two malaria drugs, chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine, for the treatment of the COVID-19 disease.
미국 식품의약국이 코로나19 치료 목적으로 허용했던 말라리아 치료제 클로로퀸과 유사약물 하이드록시클로로퀸에 대한 긴급 사용을 취소했습니다.
Russia has sentenced ex-U.S. Marine Paul Whelan to 16 years in prison on spying charges, prompting Washington to call for his immediate release.
러시아에서 지난 2018년 간첩 혐의로 체포됐던 미국인 폴 윌런이 16년의 징역형을 선고받자 미국은 즉각 석방을 요구했습니다.
The Academy Awards ceremony has been postponed for the first time in 40 years in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic.
아카데미상 시상식이 코로나19 사태로 40년 만에 전격 연기됐습니다. And to listen to those headlines again, free of charge, please visit our EBS Morning Special website. 지금 스티브 선생님과 제가 읽어드린 헤드라인을요, 모닝 스페셜 홈페이지에 들어오시면은 무료로 다시 들으실 수 있습니다. 많은 이용 바랍니다. Let's go over the headlines.
Headline number one today, with the number of COVID-19 cases related to the Jinfandi wholesale market in Beijing surpassing 100, authorities have heightened quarantine measures, including the closure of 11 traditional markets.
네, 첫 번째 헤드라인입니다. 중국 베이징 신파디 도매시장에서 발생한 코로나19 확진자 수가 100명을 넘어선 가운데 시 당국이 전통시장 11곳을 봉쇄하는 등 방역 수위를 높였습니다.
Beijing's coronavirus situation is, quote, extremely severe, according to a city official, as 27 new infections were reported in the capital from a cluster, and it has sparked a huge trace and test program. The coronavirus resurgence, believed to have started at the city's huge Jinfandi wholesale food market, has prompted a lot of worry in China about its outbreak, and they want to bring it under control through mass testing and a lot of lockdowns imposed earlier in the year.
네, 그렇습니다. 최근에 베이징의 그 최대 전통시장이죠. 신파디를 비롯한 여러 이제 전통시장 또 관련자들의 코로나19 확진 소식이 들려오면서 지금까지 이렇게 도매시장과 관련된 확진자가 100명이 넘어섰습니다. 그리고요, 이제 여러 지금 조치가 내려지고 있는데 시 당국에서는 우선 전통시장 11곳을 봉쇄한다. 이렇게 밝혔습니다.
They had really gotten things under control, hadn't they, in China and in Beijing?
Yeah.
But these new cases now takes the number of confirmed infections in the city over the past 5 days to 106. Authorities locked down almost 30 communities in the city and tested tens of thousands of people. And speaking of testing, now Beijing's testing capacity has been expanded to 90,000 people a day. That is according to Xinhua news outlet. Officials in the city that they would test stall owners, that would be food stall owners and managers at all of its food markets, restaurants, and government canteens.
네, 그렇습니다. 베이징에서는 하루에 9만 명 정도가 검사를 받을 수 있다라고 밝히면서 앞으로 이제 더욱더 많은 이제 관계자들과 접촉을 했을 수도 있는 모든 사람들에게 코로나19 검사를 실시한다라고 밝혔고요. 지금 확진자가 몇십 명씩 하루에 이렇게 몇십 명씩 늘어나면서 100명, 106명까지 지금 늘어난 상태인데요. 전통시장이 다 해서 한 276곳이라고 하는데 전부 다 이제 소독도 진행하고 있고 봉쇄 조치는 이제 시장뿐만 아니라 주변의 주택가의 주택 단지에서도 실시를 하고 있습니다.
This is a huge market, right?
Yeah.
This is the biggest in the city, I believe.
Right.
And a lot of the fresh fruits and vegetables come from this particular market. So this is a big concern. Other measures that have been taken now on Tuesday, Beijing's Transport Commission banned taxi and ride-hailing services from carrying passengers outside of the city.
Right.
Also, all indoor sports and entertainment venues in Beijing were ordered to shut on Monday, and some other cities across China that they warned that they would quarantine arrivals from Beijing as well.
그렇군요. 베이징에서는 일단은 또 베이징의 택시가 시외 운행하는 것은 금지한다 이렇게 밝혔고요. 실내의 스포츠 시설도 당분간 문을 다 닫는다 이렇게 밝혔습니다.
So in terms of the market inspections, Beijing officials said that they had disinfected 276 agricultural markets and 33,000 food and beverage businesses, including the closure of 11 markets. 7 more residential estates were locked down on Tuesday, and officials had warned that since May 30th, 200,000 people had visited this market. And like I said, it's huge. It supplies more than 70% of Beijing's fruit and vegetables, and they're testing as many people as they can. More than 8,000 workers there had been tested and sent for quarantine.
그렇군요. 이 신파디 시장을 방문한 사람들이 지금 추정치가요. 5월 30일 이후 한 20만 명 정도가 왔다 갔을 것이다. 이렇게 추정이 되고 있는 가운데 우선은 8,000명 정도의 관계자들이 검사를 받고 이제 필요할 경우 격리 조치에 들어갔다고 합니다. 앞으로도 계속해서 검사를 받을 예정이다라고 밝혔고요. 지금 매장 수로 봤을 때는 상점 수로 봤을 때는 한 3만 3천 개 이상의 상점이 지금 현재 문을 닫아야 하는 상태입니다. All right, well, moving on, let's go to headline number 2.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has revoked its emergency use authorization for 2 malaria drugs, chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine, for the treatment of the COVID-19 disease.
네, 두 번째 헤드라인은 미국으로 가겠습니다. 미국의 FDA죠. 식품의약국이 코로나19 치료 목적으로 허용됐던 말라리아 치료제 클로로퀸 그리고 유사약물 하이드록시클로로퀸에 대한 긴급 사용을 취소했습니다.
So these 2 drugs were widely touted by President Donald Trump as useful to help patients afflicted by COVID-19, which some say contributed to panic buying of the medicines and also shortages of the medicines as well. President Trump said last month that he himself had taken hydroxychloroquine. If you remember, in one tweet, he had claimed that hydroxychloroquine combined with another antibiotic called azithromycin, if I'm saying that correctly, quote, have a real chance to be one of the biggest game changers in the history of medicine. That was from the president at that time.
그렇죠. 앞서 트럼프 대통령이 나도 하이드록시클로로퀸 복용해오고 있다라는 어떻게 보면 놀라운 얘기를 했습니다. 그때 기자들이 재차 묻는 그런 일도 있었죠. 다시 한번 얘기해 주시겠어요? 라고 하면서 대통령님이 직접 지금 복용하고 있다는 건가요? 이렇게 확인을 하는 일까지 있었던 기억이 납니다. 그랬더니 대통령이 맞다. 나도 하이드록시클로로퀸 지금 복용 중이다. 아주 좋은 약이다. 게임 체인저다라는 얘기까지 했습니다. 게임 체인저라는 것은 이것으로 인해서 획기적인 변화가 올 수 있다라는 얘기를 했습니다만 FDA에서는 they're not on the same page as Trump.
Correct. Well, going back to March, the FDA had issued the authorization for emergency use in treatment of COVID-19, but on April 24th, the FDA issued a cautionary statement after learning about serious heart rhythm problems among coronavirus patients who had used one of those 2 medicines that we mentioned. The investigational use of the 2 related medicines had come in part from a study in China on 100 COVID-19 patients. It had indicated that clinical improvement and viral clearance had happened with chloroquine, but like you said, now they have they've reversed course to use
an expression we looked at yesterday.
from yesterday, and they have revoked what they've said about it previously.
네, 어제 배웠던 표현을 쓰자면은 reverse course 방향을 바꿨다라고 할 수 있을 텐데요. FDA가 앞서서 하이드록시클로로퀸 그리고 클로로퀸의 긴급 사용을 허용했습니다. 이거라도 일단은 복용을 할 수 있다라고 예전에 얘기를 했었지만 이번에는 긴급 사용을 취소했는데요. 그 이유는 여러 건의 연구 결과 심장 합병증 또는 뭐 그 외에 심각한 저혈압 또 근육과 신경계 훼손 등의 여러 가지 부작용이 나올 수 있다라는 연구 결과가 나왔다고 합니다.
Public health officials, I guess, we've been talking about this ever since the president has been touting the use of these two drugs. Public health officials have always kind of said, well, let's be careful about this
Yeah.
because we don't actually know yet. And there was an 821-person study that was published in the New England Journal of Medicine earlier this month as well. And that found that hydroxychloroquine did not prevent people from contracting COVID-19 after exposure any better than those people who had received a placebo. So I guess that was further proof based upon that study.
네, 또 최근에도 하이드록시클로로퀸을 복용했던 환자들이 코로나19 예방에 전혀 효과가 없다라는 연구 결과가 하나 나옴으로 인해서 여러 가지의 연구 결과를 종합했을 때 일단은 긴급 사용은 취소한다는 게 FDA의 입장이고요. 트럼프 대통령은 즉각 반박에 나섰습니다. As soon as the FDA announced this, Trump, he made another announcement and he said, I found it to be perfectly fine. I don't understand. So a conflict, obviously, of words there. Moving on, let's go on to headline number 3.
To Russia we go. Russia has sentenced ex-U.S. Marine Paul Whelan to 16 years in prison on spying charges, prompting Washington to call for his immediate release.
네, 세 번째 헤드라인입니다. 러시아에서 지난 2018년 간첩 혐의로 체포됐던 미국인 폴 윌런이 16년의 징역형을 선고받자 미국은 즉각 석방을 요구했습니다.
Paul Whelan was arrested in Moscow in 2018 with a USB drive which security officers say contained state secrets. Whelan says that he was set up. He called his trial a sham. He didn't have an interpreter, so he said that he couldn't even understand the proceedings at the time. And now U.S. Secretary of State, in response to this sentencing, has called for his immediate release.
그렇군요. 지난 2018년도에 USB 드라이브를 이제 가지고 있었던 윌런이라는 지금 50세의 미국인인데요. 그 안에는 그 top secret information이 들어 있었다고 합니다. 그런데 윌런은 이거 어떻게 해서 본인에게 이런 USB 드라이브가 손에 들어왔는지 뭐 여러 가지 전혀 모르겠다. 이것은 I've been set up라는 것은 누군가가 이제 그 함정이 나를 빠뜨렸다 이런 의미가 될 텐데요. 난 결백하다 이런 거죠.
And the reason he says he was set up is that he was getting ready for a wedding, and he said that an old friend turned up and unexpectedly just gave him this flash drive.
I see.
And what his friend said, according to Whelan, said was on the flash drive was just old photos. So that's what Whelan thought that he was receiving. But as soon as he received it, security officers, they burst in and they arrested him for receiving state secrets. And once again, Paul Whelan, according to him, he said, oh, well, when my friend gave me this flash drive, he said, oh, these are old holiday photographs.
그랬군요. 폴 윌런의 주장은요. 그 당시에 결혼식장에 갔는데 오랜 친구가 USB 드라이브를 하나 갑자기 건네주더니 이거 옛날 사진들이 들어있는 드라이브야 라고 하면서 줬대요. 그래서 본인이 그냥 그런가 보다 하고 손에 쥐고 있었을 뿐인데 그랬더니 얼마 지나지 않아서 체포가 됐다는 겁니다. 이 안에는 이제 국가 기밀 정보가 들어 있었다라고 이제 얘기를 하면서 러시아 측에서 체포를 한 거죠. 본인은 전혀 간첩 활동을 하지 않았다라고 지금 항변을 계속해서 하고 있습니다.
Yes, so he has been found guilty of classified information, and people are speculating that because of the length of the sentence, 16 years, they're suggesting that maybe he will be used as a political prisoner, meaning that Moscow could use Whelan to swap with a Russian political prisoner that is currently being held in the United States. But the response from Moscow is saying, no, that is not the case at all.
그렇군요. 러시아에서는 미국은 지난 15일 이 폴 윌런에 대해서 16년의 징역형을 선고했는데요. 이 16년이라는 것을 놓고 해석이 분분합니다. 이제 몇몇 전문가들은 아마도 이제 폴 윌런을 이렇게 체포하고 징역형에 선고한 러시아가 나중에 미국에 다른 prisoner, 다른 이제 죄수와 스워프를 하려는 어떤 그런 거래를 하려는 게 아니냐라는 추측까지 나오고 있습니다. 일단은 그래서 미국 측에서는요, 당장 윌런을 석방해라 이런 입장입니다. Okay, finally, let's check our headline about the Academy Awards.
Yes, the Academy Awards ceremony has been postponed for the first time in 40 years in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic.
네, 마지막 헤드라인인데요. 아카데미상 시상식이 코로나19 사태로 40년 만에 전격 연기됐습니다.
Already we're seeing the postponement, even though the ceremony was originally scheduled for February 28th of 2021, but now they're pushing it back. It is going to be held on April 25th of next year. Also, the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures was due to open this December, but they are also pushing that opening date back to April as well.
그렇군요. 보통 아카데미 시상식 하면은 연초에 열리는 걸로 잘 알고 있는데요. 내년 2월 28일 예정이었던 아카데미상 시상식이 내년 4월 25일로 연기됐습니다. 그리고 이제 12월 달에 문을 열 예정이었던 아카데미 박물관도 역시나 4월 달에 문을 연다. 이렇게 연기가 된 상황입니다.
And there's going to be new dates for release qualifications, actually, that could make, I guess the silver lining for this is it could make this coming January and February, an exciting time for movies, because usually January and February, they say that's a dead time at the theaters because there's nothing really new coming out with the Oscars right around the corner. But now they're saying this could be an exciting time because of the new release dates. And some of those dates I'll mention right now. The Oscars shortlist announcement, that will be February 9th, 2021. The Oscar nominations announcement will be March 15th. The final voting will be April 15th to the 20th. The Museum Gala, the 17th of April. And then, like I mentioned, April 25th will be the Oscars. But now movies will have an opportunity to be released a little bit later.
Right.
Which will give moviegoers a chance to see these films. And also it will be kind of a lack of punishment, if you will, to the theater, or not to the theaters, to the movie companies and to the directors who are releasing these films, because they will still be able to qualify for next year's Oscars because the release dates will be a little bit later.
네, 그렇군요. 자, 이렇게 해서 아카데미 시상식 연기 소식까지 헤드라인 살펴봤습니다. 노래 듣고 와서 여러분의 사연과 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. From the movie The Greatest Showman, this is Zac Efron and Zendaya, Rewrite the Stars.
You know I want you. It's not a secret I try to hide. I know you want me. So don't keep saying our hands are tied. You claim it's not in the cards. Fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me. But you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? What if we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing could keep us apart. You'd be the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. So why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be ours tonight. You think it's easy? You think I don't wanna run to you, but there are mountains and there are doors that we can't walk through. I know you're wondering why, because we're able to be just you and me within these walls. But when we go outside, you're gonna wake up and see that it was hopeless after all.
You know I want you. It's not a secret I tried to hide, but I can't have you. We're bound to break and my hands are tied.
I remember that scene in that movie.
Yeah, was it on the trapeze or was
No.
it in the theater? I
She
can't
was.
remember.
I was kind of annoyed by the scene.
Why? What was the scene?
Well, she was doing this flying yoga stuff
Yeah.
while he was trying to talk to her about their relationship. So she'd be there for 2 seconds, and then
then
all
she's
of a
gone.
sudden she's at the ceiling
Right.
like Spider-Man or something. And I thought, well, can she just stand there so they can figure this out together?
Indeed. Yeah, I love the movie though. It's interesting in English you talk about the stars when you're talking about destiny and fate.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case in Korea.
What
but
do you
that's-
talk about?
just fate and destiny,
Oh, I
but
see.
not stars per se. 외국에선 보통 이렇게 운명 얘기할 때 별 얘기를 참 많이 합니다. 그래서 rewrite the stars라는 거는 우리의 운명을 다시 쓰자. 그래서 영화 속에서 둘이 그 영화의 배경이나 이런 세팅으로 봤을 때는 어울리지 않는 두 사람이 사랑하게 되는 그런 내용이죠. Anyway, good morning to 우지혜님. Good morning 수진쌤, 스티브쌤 하셨어요. 아기 낳고 7개월 만에 출근합니다. I'm going back to work. It's been 7 months since I gave birth.
Oh,
Wow.
congratulations.
Congratulations. 오랜만에 모스 들으며 지하철에 있으니 다시 새롭네요. I'm on the subway. Everything feels new. Please wish me luck.
I wonder how that feels. After 7 months away from work, are you excited to go back to the office or are you feeling, ugh, I would rather not do that? I'm guessing that, getting on the subway in the morning when you
Yeah.
haven't had to do that for a long time and then it's crowded and there's many people, then maybe you might not feel so great about that. But conversely, being back at the office, spending time with your coworkers
Yeah.
again, that's probably pretty exciting.
Yeah, because as wonderful as it is to have a baby in the house and to talk to the baby all day long, you don't ever get to have a conversation with
Yeah.
the baby.
Yeah, they don't speak very much.
They don't.
They just look at you.
So just to be able to have a normal conversation with another grown-up is actually quite refreshing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And when you say that, I'm reminded of my sister Shannon, whom I love very much, by the way. But Shannon is an elementary school teacher.
Right.
And sometimes when I speak with Shannon, she speaks to me like I'm one of her students. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the voice tone?
Right.
And I have to remind her, I'm not in your classroom and I'm not 12 years old.
Right.
Yeah. So I totally understand that.
그러게요. Good luck, 우지혜님. 주지님은요, 저는 매일 아침 양파즙을 마십니다. This is what I do to stay healthy. I drink onion.
yeah.
What's the onion?
Extract.
Extract. There you go.
Yeah.
잔병 없이 지내게 해주는 비법 같아서 꾸준히 마시고 있답니다. And this might be the trick to how I am always healthy.
It could be.
Wow.
That it does not taste very good to me, but it is supposed to be very good for you.
Right.
I think they have the. Do they have the 마늘즙
They
as
do.
well?
Yeah, they do.
That one's really bad, but also very good for you.
Right, right.
Yeah.
There's a saying in Korea, 쓴 약이 몸에도 좋다, or something like that, which means the worse it tastes,
Yes.
the better it is for your body.
I remember there was a product, an actual product in America called Buckley's Mixture.
Okay.
And I think it was a heartburn medicine or some sort of, after you eat spicy food,
Right.
then drink this thing and it coats your stomach. And their slogan was, it tastes terrible and it works. And I thought that was genius
Right,
because
right.
they're telling you, don't
Yeah.
expect this to taste good because it doesn't. However, it also works. It also does the job.
Yeah, 그러네요. 아예 광고에다가 맛은 안 좋지만 효과가 아주 좋은 약입니다라고 한 예전에 어떤 그 상품이 있었다는 얘기. 네, 양파즙 열심히 마시길 바라겠습니다. 최명주님은요, 제 건강 비결은요, 아침에 알람과 함께 하는 스트레칭입니다. 잠이 덜 깨서 눈 감고 누워서 하는데도 스트레칭 한 날은 훨씬 개운해요. This is how I keep fit. Every morning, as soon as I hear my alarm clock ring, I stretch, and that keeps me healthy. I like that.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah,
Get your blood moving.
stretching, indeed.
And then coffee.
맞아요. Oh, that sounds delightful. My goodness.
Stretching then coffee or coffee then stretching?
Just coffee for me, actually.
Coffee
Just-
then
just
coffee.
Coffee and coffee. But yeah, either way, it's fantastic.
I like your answer.
All right. Well, keep sending in your messages to sharp1045 and, of course, our Pandy board. Let's check our news focus stories. 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 오늘 첫 번째와 두 번째 모두 미국 소식인데요. 자, 미국에서 인종차별 역사의 상징으로 간주해온 인물들의 동상 철거 요구와 훼손 행위가 잇따르고 있죠. 미국 초대 대통령이자 건국의 아버지로 불리는 조지 워싱턴에게도 불똥이 튀었습니다. 시카고에 있는 116년 된 워싱턴 전 대통령 기념 동상에 slave owner, 그러니까 노예 소유주라는 낙서가 돼 있었던 것인데요. Let's listen to the story.
Chicago police are investigating vandalism of two historical statues in the city. The messages written out in red spray paint on the George Washington Memorial statue on the city's south side read, "Slave owner," and "Burn down the White House." Some people might not agree with the delivery, but the message is on point, said community organizer William Calloway. George Washington was a slave owner, and that is a fact, he added. A Christopher Columbus monument also appeared to have been vandalized.
네, vandalism 하면은 공공 기물 파손을 말합니다. 그래서 훼손되는 것을 말하고요. 지금 미국에서 인종차별 반대 시위와 무브먼트와 함께 이렇게 보이는 라디오로 지금 동상 하나 보여드리고 있는데 이런 동상들을 훼손하는 일이 최근에 굉장히 많아졌습니다. 심지어 조지 워싱턴의 동상에도요.
Yeah, you can see the red spray paint all over the statue,
Oh,
right?
yeah. 그 밑에 글씨 보이네요.
Some people are obviously in support of this. Other people are not in support of this. We're not seeing it only in the United States. We've talked about it. We're seeing it in different countries around the world now.
Right, yeah.
And community organizer, his name was William Calloway. And he said, well, you may not agree. Some people may not agree with the delivery of the message.
Right.
So the delivery does not mean pedal. In this context, it means how you say something or how you do something. And in this case, it's how you do something. So, what's the message here? Spray painting statues with red spray paint with words like slave owner and burn down the White House. Is that the best way to say your message? Is that the best way to do what you want to do to make people understand? Well, he says maybe it's not the best way to deliver the message. But he also says it's on point, and that's our second expression, which we will get to in just a second.
네, 여기서의 delivery는요, 전달 방식을 말합니다. 사람들이 하고자 하는 메시지가 있을 것이고, 그것을 전달하는 방식에는 모두가 동의하지 않을 수 있다. 그러니까 이렇게 스프레이 페인트로 빨간색으로 조지 워싱턴의 동상에다가 글씨 쓰는 이 방식을 말하는 거예요. 이 자체는 동의하지 않을 수 있으나 그 메시지는 맞는 얘기 아니냐라는 게 이제 한 사람의 얘기예요. 그래서 on point라는 표현이 나왔습니다.
Yeah, that's right. So they may not agree with the delivery, but the message is on point. On point has a couple of different meanings. In this context of this article, it means it's relevant. It means it's appropriate to what is happening.
Right.
It means that it is accurate. So many people may not agree with the delivery, the spray paint, but they must agree that the message is on point. The message is accurate because George Washington was a slave owner, and that is a fact.
그렇군요. 자, on point라는 것은 그 포인트에 맞다. 그러니까 하고자 하는 말 자체는 정확한 얘기다라는 뜻이 있어요. 그래서 이제 한 사람의 의견이라고 볼 수도 있겠지만 이렇게 전달하는 방식은 뭐 맞는지 틀린지 의견이 분분하지만 사실이다라고 했어요. 실제로 이제 조지 워싱턴은요, 대농장의 지주 출신이었습니다. 그래서 농장에서 노예를 그 가족이 소유하고 있었다고 해요. 그렇지만 물론 이제 연방주의자였고 굉장히 존경받는 합리적인 그런 이제 대통령으로 여겨져 왔었지만 어찌됐건 그 집이 대지주였고 노예가 있었다는 것만은 이제 사실이다 이런 얘기를 하는 거죠.
Now, there's a second way that you can use on point. And it's kind of a newly coined term in English, a little bit within the last few years. Young people use this.
Okay.
On point means stylish
right.
or looking good. So I could say to Sue, your hair is on point this morning. Or your outfit is on point. Now, if I said that to Sue, Sue may look at me and think, you're weird. And the reason is because I'm a little old to use those expressions because those are expressions that young people use these days. So if a dad says to his daughter, "Hey, your outfit's on point today," the daughter might say, "Oh, Dad, stop talking like that," because he's trying to sound cool, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. 아, 그렇군요. 오늘 스타일이 완전 딱인데 라는 의미로 on point다라고 할 수 있지만 이게 젊은 사람들의 용어이기 때문에 나이가 좀 있는 사람이 하면 어색하게 들린다는 겁니다. 스티브 선생님이 저한테 뭐 스타일이 on point다 이런 얘기를 하기만 해도 좀 어색하다라는 얘기를 했어요. So you're considering yourself to be slightly older?
I am, yes.
Alright. 자, 젊은 분들이 사용하면 좋은 표현이겠네요. on point가 스타일, 패션이 아주 딱이다라는 의미가 있다는 거 기억해 주시고요. 다시 한번 뉴스 들어보겠습니다.
Chicago police are investigating vandalism of two historical statues in the city. The messages, written out in red spray paint on the George Washington Memorial statue on the city's south side, read "Slave Owner" and "Burn Down the White House." Some people might not agree with the delivery, but the message is on point, said community organizer William Calloway. George Washington was a slave owner, and that is a fact, he added. A Christopher Columbus monument also appeared to have been vandalized.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스인데요. 미국 국민의 국가에 대한 자부심이 사상 최저치를 기록했다는 여론조사 결과가 나왔습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Recent events in the U.S., including the COVID-19 pandemic and the killing of George Floyd, have caused the country's pride to take a downward trajectory, reaching its lowest point since Gallup began measuring it in 2001. Although a majority of adults in the U.S. still say they are extremely proud, 42%, or very proud, 21%, to be American, both readings are the lowest they have been since Gallup's initial measurement. These latest data are from a May 28th to June 4th poll, which also found 20% of Americans are satisfied with the way things are going in the U.S., and presidential approval fell back to 39%.
미국인이라서 매우 자랑스럽다 아니면 극도로 자랑스럽다라고 대답한 응답자가 여전히 63%에 달했지만 이 수치조차도 최저치라고 합니다. 그리고 이제 전혀 자랑스럽지 않다라고 대답한 응답자가 9%였고요. 보통이 15%, 그다음에 약간 자랑스럽다는 12%였다고 합니다.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the way that they're telling this story is they're giving the percentages of the extremely proud or very proud, right? But, you know, very proud to be American, 21%. That means 79% are not
very proud.
extremely proud. And this is shocking to me. 1 in 5 Americans are satisfied with the way things are in America these days. That's
Right.
20%. That's a surprisingly high number considering how things are. But, you know, American people, they do have a lot of pride. They are very proud of where they are from. And it's a tough time for the country these days. But yet still many Americans, as they should be, are proud to be American.
네. 그러니까 응답자 20%는 지금 현재 국가의 방향에 만족한다라고 대답하기도 했다고 얘기를 해주셨고요. Overall, the pride that the people are feeling is going downwards, right?
Yes, and that's what downward trajectory means. So the trajectory of something, trajectory, 4 syllables there. The trajectory of something is the path of something after it is shot into the air. So let's start with that definition first. So if my pen shoots into the air, if you're not watching Point in Radio right now, I am sorry. And you follow the path of the pen. So now it's going up, it's up, and now it's going down, down, down. That path up and down, that path is the trajectory of the pen. But when we're talking about national pride and downward trajectory, it means it's used in a figurative sense, right? And when they're talking about the path, if you're thinking about a graph, right?
Yeah.
And a line on a graph going down, 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 that's a downward trajectory.
네, 그렇습니다. 이렇게 스티브 선생님이 만약에 펜을 휙 던진다라고 하면은 이 펜이 가는 그 궤도를 이제 trajectory라고 표현을 할 수 있는데 여기서는요, 미국인들이 느끼는 나라에 대한 자부심이 take a downward trajectory, 그러니까 하락세를 타고 있다, 아래쪽으로 내려가고 있다라는 뜻으로 동사 take를 썼고요. downward trajectory라고 했습니다.
Yeah, that's right. So this data, the percentages that we're talking about here, it comes from a Gallup poll, and they found that 20% of Americans are satisfied with the way things are going. It's quite a simple expression, but we use this a lot when we're talking about the current situation, how things are right now.
Yeah.
So if I ask you, oh, you started your job 4 months ago. How are things at work? You can say, yeah, I'm happy with the way things are going. It means I'm happy with the current situation.
아하. The way things are going 그러면은 지금 일어나고 있는 일들, 지금 이 상태 그대로 I'm satisfied with it. 이게 만족스럽다라는 의미가 있습니다. 지금 현재 모든 것이 가는 방향이라는 의미가 있습니다.
You can talk about this with your studies, with your relationship, with your job, any current situation you are in. If you are satisfied, you can say, I'm happy with the way things are going. If you're not satisfied, you say, I'm not happy with the way things are or the way
Right.
things are going.
네, the way things are going. 지금 일이 진행되는 방향 아니면 모습이라는 뜻도 있죠. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Recent events in the U.S., including the COVID-19 pandemic and the killing of George Floyd, have caused the country's pride to take a downward trajectory, reaching its lowest point since Gallup began measuring it in 2001. Although a majority of adults in the U.S. still say they are extremely proud, 42%, or very proud, 21%, to be American, both readings are the lowest they have been since Gallup's initial measurement. These latest data are from a May 28th to June 4th poll, which also found 20% of Americans are satisfied with the way things are going in the U.S., and presidential approval fell back to 39%.
Let's take a song break. This is Leah Michelle, Run to You.
The city skies feeling dark tonight. We're back to back with our heads down. Just look at me, give me more tonight. Just give me more of your love now. Let's set fire to the lonely night. You're beautiful when you look at me. Let's give love another life. 'Cause you'll be safe in these arms of mine. Just call my name on the edge of the night, and I'll run to you. I'll run to you. I would run to you if if you want me to. Just give me some kind of reason. I would take the pain, take it all away, and give it some kind of meaning. Let's let go, let it be the start. You know I'm feeling the same thing. Let's let go of a broken heart. 'Cause you'll be safe in these arms of mine. Just call my name on the edge of the night, and I'll run to you. I'll run to you. Even if it's gonna break me, love, I'm gonna make my way to you. Anyway it's gonna take me, love, I run to you. I run to you, love. Run, run. 'Cause you'll be safe in these arms of mine. Just call my name on the edge of the night, and I'll run to you. I'll run to you. Even if it's gonna break me, love, I run to you.
자, 마지막 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 왕성한 번식력을 과시하며 멸종 위기에 놓인 동족을 구해낸 100살의 갈라파고스 땅거북 디에고가 87년 만에 귀향길에 올랐습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Diego, the giant Galapagos tortoise whose tireless efforts are credited with almost single-handedly saving his once-threatened species, has been put out to pasture on his native island after decades of breeding in captivity. Diego's contribution to the program on Santa Cruz Island was particularly noteworthy, with park rangers believing him responsible for being the patriarch of at least 40% of the 2,000 tortoise population. Around 50 years ago, there were only 2 males and 12 females of Diego's species alive on Española, and they were too spread out to reproduce.
네, 디에고 덕분에 이제 한 열 몇 마리였던 이 갈라파고스 땅거북이 이제 2,000마리 이상이 됐다고 하죠. 왕성한 번식력을 과시하면서 멸종을 좀 면할 수 있었던 디에고.
The super turtle.
The super turtle입니다.
Now he gets to retire. Yeah. Well done, Diego. Well done indeed. They say that he, Diego,
Yeah.
single-handedly saved his species. What a superhero, huh?
Yeah.
So when you do something single-handedly, it means that you alone are responsible for that thing. Now, that thing could be very, very positive, or it could be very, very negative.
Right.
I'll give you a positive example. When you watch a superhero movie like Superman,
Yep.
right? Superman, he saves the city, and he does it by himself. Therefore, you could say Superman single-handedly saves the city.
혼자 아니면 손수라는 의미로 single-handedly를 쓸 수 있습니다. Yeah, so I mean, in this case, we're talking about Diego being the father of many, many turtles.
He did it himself.
Yep.
Now, negatively, if your family member, for one reason or another, ruins your vacation, then you can say, you single-handedly ruined our vacation. Meaning you and you alone. Nobody helped you. So like I said, it could be very, very positive. Diego, nobody helped Diego. He single-handedly saved his species. That's positive. Negatively, if you ruin a project or you ruin some big thing and nobody helped you ruin it, then you could use it that way too.
아, 그렇군요. 부정적인 뉘앙스로도 쓸 수 있는데요. 너 하나 때문에 이번 휴가 다 망쳤어 라고 말하고 싶으면 You single-handedly ruined my vacation 이라고 할 수 있겠네요.
Yes, it's not a very nice thing to say to someone, that's for sure. Now, why were these turtles not able, or these tortoises not able to reproduce? Well, they say that at that time, 50 years ago, they were too spread out to do that. And spread out is an expression that means physically, geographically speaking, two things or many things are not close to each other. If you go to Nova Scotia, where I am from, in the countryside there, homes are really spread out. You will not see homes right next to each other. They're a little bit spread out from each other.
아, 그렇군요. 좀 멀리 떨어져 있다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 그래서 spread out 여기서는 원래 이제 암컷 갈라파고스 거북들이 너무 멀리 떨어져 있다 보니까 번식을 하지 못했었다 이런 얘기가 되겠습니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Diego, the giant Galapagos tortoise, whose tireless efforts are credited with almost single-handedly saving his once-threatened species, has been put out to pasture on his native island after decades of breeding in captivity. Diego's contribution to the program on Santa Cruz Island was particularly noteworthy, with park rangers believing him responsible for being the patriarch of at least 40% of the 2,000 tortoise population. Around 50 years ago, there were only 2 males and 12 females of Diego's species alive on Española, and they were too spread out to reproduce.
박미나 님이요. 6월부터 전화로 매일 10분씩 프리 토킹 하고 있는데요. 모스에서 배운 표현을 하나씩 써봐야겠어요. 오늘은 무슨 표현을 써볼까요? 하셨습니다.
The expression is, thanks for that, by the way, Minanim. The expression is Sue's expression from earlier today. I was afraid you'd ask me that. And what that expression means is, oh no, I was worried you would want to talk about this with me. So, in the context of this morning, I asked Sue, how's your 3-liter water challenge going? And Sue responded by saying,
I was afraid you'd ask me that.
which tells me, that tells me some information.
Yeah.
That tells me Sue has not been doing the 3-liter water challenge. Here's another example. If your friend said to you 3 weeks ago, I'm going to go on this diet. I'm going to cut all fat and sugar from my diet. And then today you ask your friend, so how's your diet? And your friend says, I was afraid you'd ask me that. That means your friend
not going.
doesn't want to talk
Right,
about
right.
it. And it also means that your friend has not been following the diet.
안 물어보길 바랬는데
Exactly,
라는 그런
yeah.
의미가 되겠습니다.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much, Steve, today as always.
Yeah, thank you as always for having me. Enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll be back again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Steve.
Bye-bye.
Well, coming up in the second hour, we have Say What, and we also have Travel with Alex. Taking us there now is Westlife, Open Your Heart.
I didn't mean to let you down. You have to believe it. I don't know what went through my mind, but now I can see that I waited too long to tell you how much it matters. But I couldn't think of anything better. I should have told you so. Baby, open your heart. Won't you give me a second chance?